Welcome to Bitcoin Today. I am your host, Laura Saggers, and we are here to bring you Bitcoin's weekly news updates, as well as educate you on what it is, how to get into it, and the history of it all. Over the next few weeks, we will be interviewing members from the Bitcoin community that we believe would be of interest to you. If you'd like to be featured on the show or you'd like to be interviewed, then please contact us at the email below. Here are the week's Bitcoin headlines. Corkit.com is the new New York-based startup. That's website enables and encourages locals to trade wares for Bitcoin. Their whole site enables Bitcoin exchange and promises to be more local than eBay, but safer and more trustworthy than Craigslist. Perhaps one day we'll be buying a sofa from the local person down the road for Bitcoin. Paul Vinia writes, Bitcoin prices are surging from Friday, up nearly 20%, after reports in the Chinese press that the governor of the People's Bank in China said the government is no longer going to ban Bitcoin. This is really significant. Stories about China banning Bitcoin have been floating around the past month, but the People's Bank have not made any public pronouncements. So having the bank leaders actually address Bitcoin and say something vaguely supportive is enough to drive the price high. So if anyone is trying to get into Bitcoin, now's the right time before prices start to soar. Nerman Hajdar-Begovic writes, the Chicago Sun-Times became the first major newspaper to accept Bitcoin in early April, and it appears this news has already translated into sales for the US publication. 11.3% of new orders over the past week were paid for in Bitcoin. 11.3% may not seem much, but it's a huge indication that sales are to be made using Bitcoin and that there is demand. 7 kickboxers from around Europe competed in the first Bitcoin fight night on Saturday, 5th of April. Held at the iconic O2 Arena in London, a prize of Bitcoin worth $5,000 was on offer to the tournament victor. See? Events are popping up all over the place. It really is a matter of time. Finally, US Congressman Jared Polis buys first Bitcoin, says he will spend it on socks. According to Coin Report, Polis said US politicians have little understanding of Bitcoin and are therefore skeptical of the technology. Oh, Polis, you do surprise us there. Well, that's it for the Bitcoin headlines this week. Over to Susie Jane, our field reporter for Bitcoin Today. Susie. Well, hi there, y'all. My name is Susie Jane, and I am the field reporter for Bitcoin Today. My first task this week was to go mine a Bitcoin. So I grabbed my shovel, I went into my backyard, and I dug, and do you know what I found? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, after some further research, I found out that Bitcoin ain't something you can just hold in your hand. It's digital. It's a digital currency. It's the new fandangled way these folks are trading and paying for things on the internet these days. So I invite you to join me each week as we both go on a digital Bitcoin knowledge journey together to learn how to buy Bitcoin, how to sell a Bitcoin, and how to trade with one. I am Susie Jane. Join me next week. This is Bitcoin Today. Now we have our Bitcoin interview hotspot. I have the pleasure of interviewing Jason Dreisner from BitPay. Jason, how are you?
Hi, very well. How are you?
Brilliant, thank you. Jason, please can you explain to the audience exactly what BitPay is?
So BitPay is a payment processor for Bitcoin. We basically allow merchants to accept Bitcoin similarly to how they would accept credit card. They accept Bitcoin, they get dollars, euros, whatever they'd like in their bank account or their Bitcoin address at the end of the month, or at the end of the day, rather.
And what is your position there at BitPay?
So I'm a UX engineer. I do mostly code and product in the background.
So you're one of the intelligent ones there. And what would you say the benefits are for anyone using BitPay?
We allow merchants to accept Bitcoin in a very, very simple way. They're able to simply integrate BitPay, and all of the more complicated Bitcoin-related functions are handled by us. So they're able to, for a low $30 flat fee a month, get unlimited processing of Bitcoin.
Tell me, where do you think Bitcoin will go in the future, and where do you hope it's going to go?
Well, I can't exactly speak for BitPay, but I'm certainly excited about the future of Bitcoin. I think the price is certainly headed to the moon. And I think Bitcoin, of course, is on its way to world adoption.
Well, that's it here for the Bitcoin Interview Hotspot. Thank you, Jason, for coming onto the show, and thank you to BitPay. Next up, we have Sergeant Lockdown informing you all of the dangers of the internet and how to protect yourself from hackers. I'm Sergeant Lockdown, and I'm all about protection, protection, protection. When dealing with cryptocurrencies and signing up for any form of account, you need to know what dangers you could expose yourself to and protect yourself from hackers. Otherwise, things can get really, really dirty. Lesson 1. Create a strong password. How to make a strong password. 1. Password must be at least 10 characters long. 2. Under no circumstances does it contain your name, your username, and your company name. 3. Does not contain complete words. 4. Password is completely different from any past passwords you have used in the past for passwords. 5. Contains the following: lowercase letters, capital letters, numbers, and symbols. It may be hard to remember, but there are ways to help you. This is my example. Choose your pet's name and your color. Fluffy brown. Replace the second letter of each word with a capital. Now, learn your crypto alphabet. This is where you replace letters with numbers that look similar to each other. This is your new alphabet! 4, A, C, D, 3, F, 6, H, 1, J, K, 1, M, N, 0, P, 0, R, 5, T, U, V, W, X, 7, and Z. Remember that. Now finally, add a symbol randomly. And there you go. This might seem ridiculous, but do you want to be protected? Or do you want to get violated financially by hackers? The choice is yours. Thank you, Sergeant Lockdown, for that invaluable information. I will definitely be changing my password now. Next week, tune in as Sergeant Lockdown describes what a double opt-in password is, where you link up all your passwords to your phone for added security. And finally now, we have a few words from our beloved in-house social networker, Jean Daugé. Jean. Thanks, Laura. Hi everyone, my name is Jean Daugé, and I am Bitcoin Today's social networker. I'm super sociable. OMG! Anyway, my favorite tweet this week comes from Bitcoin Art Gallery. And they tweeted this really funny video about this sketch comedy group and how they did a really funny video on Bitcoin. It was hilarious. Go check it out. I posted it on our Twitter and our Facebook. Okay, cool. So if you think anything's really groovy and that I should talk about it, come on to our Twitter and Facebook and say hi. I'd love to strike up a conversation with you, and I'm the one that you'll be talking to. This week's topic of conversation is what's the coolest thing you've bought with Bitcoin? If you sell anything for Bitcoin, make sure you post it on our Facebook and Twitter. Okay, that's enough from me this week. Over to you, Laura. Well, that's it from us here at Bitcoin Today. We hope you've been entertained and educated. I'm Laura Saggers, and I am the host for Bitcoin Today. We will see you next week. Bye.